And then this UFO thing. Like, why is that like in the mainstream discussion so frequently today?
You think that it's a distraction from something?
I don't know, man.
You saw the court case, right? Like
yes.
The guy
I'm
being
very closely watching.
The guy
this.
being like, "Yeah, man, we got aliens in the back, bro."
Well, he definitely didn't say it like that, but
sure?
he said that there are reports that indicate that there are biological entities that have stored in freezers that are of alien. Some, whether it's interdimensional or from another planet, something very different, and they have crashed vehicles, not just one, but many as 12 crashed vehicles. And then there is a UFO crash retrieval program, and they believe that this program was probably what they used when they went to Brazil in, was it 96, the Varginha case?
That long ago.
There's a case in 1996 that James Fox did a great movie on called the Moment of Contact. And the Moment of Contact is all about this one town in Brazil where everyone was there when this UFO was over their city. Like, everyone has a
Was
story.
there evidence, like, with the videos and things like that?
The whole town saw it, man. The whole town. Like, he kept interviewing people after people that talked about it, that were there. It's crazy.
What's he describing that stick for? I wonder what that's about.
I think he's probably describing the impact, how the thing slammed into the ground.
There
was a crazy lightning storm, apparently, and this thing fell in the crazy lightning storm. It got hit and disabled and crashed into the earth. And apparently, the Air Force sent something to retrieve it. So the Air Force flew into Varginha, Brazil, and that's all been documented by James Fox, too, that they did send a plane there to go retrieve this thing. And now that this guy's come forward, and then the government is allowing him to say it.
I was about to ask.
Yeah, so the government is allowing this guy to say they have a retrieval project. And this is all like they're allowing him to say these things.
I wonder why.
Well, he only can stay within the lines. Like, and you saw that during the testimony. There was multiple
careful
questions.
he was about it,
Yes,
like,
there's
robotic
multiple
about it?
questions they had where he said, I can't answer that. I can answer it. What is it called in a skiff? Is that how they say it? So a skiff is like, the way I've been is explained to me, make sure this is right. It's like a completely soundproof room that has no electronics. Okay, here it is. A sensitive, compartmentalized information facility. It's an ultra-secure room where officials and government contractors take extraordinary precautions to review highly classified information. So they go into this like very, very protected room, and then they'll break out these laptops, and they'll break out these photographs and videos, and they'll show them like what these things are. They'll show them the biological entities. They'll show them the crashed UFOs. They'll show them the high-resolution videos of these things hovering over military bases. They'll show them all the reports of them shutting down all the nuclear systems. It's wild shit if it's true, but it doesn't feel true.
Why would it not feel true?
I don't know, because maybe if aliens are real, maybe if this disclosure is so real, maybe it's so mind-blowing that it just feels like nonsense to me. But something about it just feels a little fake.
You said the UFO thing happened in 96?
I think the Varginha, Brazil one was 1996. Yeah, it was.
If it's been around for that long, why is it just
there's
now?
Roswell, New Mexico was 1947. The Roswell, New Mexico crash was on the front cover of the Roswell Daily Record. I have it framed. It's the front cover of the Roswell Daily Record. They talk about a flying saucer that crashed in a ranch. And so these people, or these military people who were there, reported initially, who is the guy? Like, pull up the Roswell story. This is a crazy story.
Yo.
So that was on the front page of the Roswell Daily Record. RAAF captures flying saucer on ranch in Roswell region. No details of flying disc are revealed. And then they talk about the people who are involved. It's really difficult to read the print in this
yeah, but someone
image of it.
Someone has to approve of this getting printed and things like that. So I feel like if this information...
Then the next day, they said, oh, it was just a weather balloon. Sorry, made a mistake. And so they had this press conference where they posed with these pieces of aluminum foil and like very clear weather balloon. The problem is, all the eyewitnesses have a very different account. They talk about this kind of metal that you could crumple up in your hand. It was light as a paper, and then you would open it, it would go right back to its original form. They talk about these pieces of metal that were impossibly strong but impossibly light, and they had some kind of writing on them that looked like Egyptian hieroglyphs or some kind of ancient some kind of symbols on it that they didn't know what the fuck they were, that looked very alien. And they talk about biological entities that were in the crash that they transported to this funeral home, and there's this documentation of them making these small coffins. And there's a lot of weird shit where people that were there talked about seeing the bodies. There's multiple versions of the same story. Now, it could be just nonsense. It could be like a folklore thing that people just started talking about and everybody ran with it. And then it becomes like a tourist trap. Like people go to Roswell to, the fucking...
Oh, that'd be crazy.
They do.
Like an economic booster or something.
It is an economic booster. UFO freaks go to Roswell, New Mexico every year.
Do you ever think you're going to be that old person in those old videos that you think, like, when you used to watch about aliens, they'd be like, man, I saw the saucer in my backyard. You know what I mean?
I hope so.
Like, in the future, you're just the guy on the video. Not you, either. I'm just saying.
Imagine if that is you. Like, imagine if you're on tour and you guys are out in the middle of nowhere and you're at a fucking truck stop. You pull over to take a leak and you step outside and there's a fucking UFO. Just...
Oh, I've seen it.
You have?
Taking shrooms, yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah, so you walked outside, you saw a UFO.
They're probably real. You just probably can't see them normally.
Exactly. No,
the shrooms reveal them.
No way.
Yeah,
That's
maybe.
Crazy.
It might be.
But they're getting more and more real now. It's freaking me the fuck out.
It might be more complicated than we're thinking.
Interstellar stuff.
Not just interstellar, but interdimensional. And what does that really mean? What does that mean? And maybe there's certain times where we have access. We don't know how to do it. Like, we can't just go there, but maybe there's an opening and maybe they have access to us. Maybe they can create these openings and just appear. Maybe they're from something that is so different than what we're experiencing here on Earth that we can't even understand what the fuck they're talking. There might be a million years more advanced than us in a completely different dimension, and they figure out a way to visit. And they can figure out a way to just show up and hover and move around things. Look, if we can send a probe to Mars and Elon can shoot a Tesla into space,
oh yeah,
who the fuck knows what some insanely advanced civilization that has no like warlike primate behavior like we do, like maybe they've completely evolved past that. Maybe they have no jealousy and rage and envy.
No way.
Maybe they've engineered negative emotions out, and maybe they read minds. And maybe these things are just insanely advanced.
Yeah, but
and it's their job to help usher in other civilizations into the next stage of existence, which would be an existence without war and violence. An existence where human beings sort of achieve almost a hive mind.